Hello folks, welcome to Lester's. Justin B. in Canada. This is your President McKinley I'm fixing to get started on. Got a couple of things that are going to go into it. That and of course the vulnerable max mod. Okay, plus a bunch of other things I'm going to do to it. You want a deluxe clarifier plus some other stuff. So, I'm getting ready to get busy. More to come. Okay, got all of the enhancements done. Replaced the AM filter, AM crystal filter, with a tighter filter. I upgraded the buffer filter for the DC input voltage. It was a 1000, it's now a 3300. I found some 3300s that'll fit in that spot. Hang on. Turn that down a little bit. Okay, and your voltage regulator buffer filter was a 1000, it's now 2200. Okay, I've replaced the tiny little wires that they use for input with a couple of the Miller hash filters. Okay, and I'm getting ready now to install the Palomar Max mod. More to come. Okay, Max mod is in, and I just tried it out, make sure everything's working like it's supposed to. I'm getting ready to do the tune-up. And next, we're going to be putting this guy in. Okay, more to come. Alright, it's installed. I need to put some Loctite on these screws to make sure they don't come loose. And the way the switch works, of course, you know, I had to mount it sideways because there's not much room inside there. With it turned to the outside, with the bat pointing towards the side of the radio, the amp is off. Okay, with the bat turned towards the inside of the radio or towards the antenna connector, the AD203 is on. Okay, you have a fuse in here. That's a 10 amp fuse. If this guy quits working, first thing you can do is check the fuse. Okay, it comes with a 5 amp, but since we've boosted everything, I've changed the fuse to a 10 amp. Okay? Alright. I also put, well, what we call fish paper on the top of it there. It's self-adhesive, and that's to keep the cover from coming in contact with any of the parts that are sticking up. You know, like these and this. Okay, it didn't touch anyway, but the paper's on there just in case. Alright, vibration, whatever, you know, it may come up. Of course, it's pretty stiff. I don't think it's going to move. But there it is. Alright, let me put some Loctite on these screws and put the covers on it. We'll do some power checks. Okay, I've got some hot glue on the switch and the wires to keep them from vibrating. Also, got the Loctite on the screws on the inside and also the screws on the outside. Okay, just making sure everything don't move around. You know, everything stays like it ought to. No shorts or anything like that. All right, more to come. I got a 50 in RMS and a 100 in PEP. Let's see. Amp is off. Hello, test. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audio test. I'm monitoring on my Yaesu. See how it does with the amp on. Audio 1, 2, 1, 2 audio. I'm going to have to turn it off. But you can hear the audio sounds good. Let me turn this radio off. I don't want to burn up the front end. Audio, hello, hello, audio. Audio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's on AM. what is that, about 60 watts, I think. Audio, 1 2 1 2 audio. Yeah, about 60 watts peak. And we're right around 5 watts on AM. Well, that's not correct. It doubled the power. We're at 10 watts on AM with about 60 watts out on peak. All right, now let's go to sideband. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Hello audio. Audio 1 2 1 2 audio. Audio hello. Hello audio 1 2 1 2 audio. So that's a little over 25. No, about 22 23 RMS. Audio hello audio. Audio 1 2 1 2 audio. Audio test 1 2 1 2 test. And about 60 watts on PEP. Is that 60? Yeah, audio, hello, 1 2 1 2 audio. About 60 on PEP, okay? Now, I got it set like that because if I turn it up anymore, the radio is going to get too hot because it's just, there's no fan or anything like that on here. You know, I don't think you requested the fan. Let me go back and look. Okay, you did order a fan, and I did not put it on there. So, I got to do that. All right, more to come. Okay, got the fan mounted. All right, don't worry, I'll clip those off. But that's something that I need to make you aware of. Anytime power is connected to the radio, power is connected to the amp, okay, because the amp has to be connected directly to the power terminal, so it can't pull enough current through the power switch on the radio, okay. So it's connected directly to the power lugs. So that means anytime the radio is connected to power, the amp is on. Well, it's not on, okay, but it's got power going to the switch. When you turn the switch on, the fan also comes on. Okay? So, what this means is that if you forget to turn this off, then this guy's going to run until you do turn it off or until the battery goes dead. Okay? Now, if you got it hooked to a power supply, it don't matter. When you turn the power supply off, everything will go off. Okay? I've got it blowing directly down on. I don't know why it's making that racket. It's not hitting anything. Oh yeah, it's tickling that capacitor. I'll have to lay that capacitor down. Alright. Well, I hadn't put all the screws back in it yet, so that's good. Okay. Always something. More to come. Alright, so what I did was bend the leads of the capacitor back down. I must have bumped it when I was installing the fan. And I put a little touch of glue underneath it to keep it from coming back up again. Okay, because it's possible it could get bumped in transport. So I put a little touch of glue on there to keep it from doing that. Alright, the fan's blowing directly down on the transformer, which is what you want, because that's the part that gets hot along with the heat sink and the transistors. So it's forcing air into the cabinet, which is making the cabinet positive as far as airflow goes, and it's coming out through the holes around the case of the radio. Okay? So let me trim these off, and well, they're not sticking up that much. I might just leave them like that and just put paint on them. Okay? They're kind of dull. They're not. If I cut them off, then they're going to have sharp edges on them if I don't grind it off. I really don't want to grind it. Get stuff down there. I'll do something. Okay. Okay, so what I wound up doing was just taking the cover back off of it, which is what I should have done to start with. I took the cover back off of it and ground those little nibs off, and then painted it, put it back on. Okay, so now I got to do the 24-hour burn-in. After I do the 24-hour burn-in, I'll get her boxed up and shipped out. Okay, one more thing I need to make you aware of. Now, because we mounted the fan on here, and it was, by the way, the fan wasn't centered up and it was rubbing the edge there. That's what that noise was. It wasn't touching the capacitor. But because we mounted a fan, I took the bottom cover and put it on the top, and the top cover and put it on the bottom. Okay, because this one's smooth and the one for the top is not. All right. So when you see that, you'll know why. That way, if you ever decide to take this off and take all that stuff out of it, your top cover will still be great. You can just leave the fan on the bottom. Okay? All right. Justin, I sure hope you enjoy your new radio. It was my pleasure to set it up for you. 7-3, everybody. Stay safe.